Hey guys, Brittany here, and today this is going to be a really serious video because let's just level it down for a moment. Behind all of my serious content, I have two things that has really been bothering me. So, just recently, I became really depressed, and it's not because of my ADHD and severe anxiety. It's because of the death of Steve Cash. Now, I have been a huge fan of Steve Cash. Ever since I could remember, I loved Steve Cash. His Talking Kitty Cat series was what I wanted my YouTube channel to be, and I nearly became it. I nearly made it a reboot Talking Kitty Cat series channel. But I also wanted to create a channel that did gaming videos. But since I don't know how to do any gaming videos, I can connect my computer or my phone to my 3DS or my Switch without actually recording it like on camera. I can't do that. So if any of you want to help me, please do. Also, another thing, I am animating again. I saw that my most recent video, Galaxy vs. Fire, that animation is absolutely garbage. So I'm making a part 2 of it, which I don't know what I'm going to call it. It's kind of like an origin story of how the Fire Queen came to be, and which I'm going to also, if anyone wants to connect the lore, because I already have lore to that series, kind of like cutesy animations, girl ender dragon, stuff like that. I do have lore in it when I release my second animation, and this one is actually, the Fire Queen is a corrupted version of my OCs, or my animation characters. My animation character had a daughter, which corrupted into the Fire Queen. And, yeah. That video should be coming out in a long time, because I just started and I get way off track and I have a lot of homework to do. So back on track. So when I heard the death of Steve Cash, when it was released, I felt a huge amount of pain, because a piece of my life and a piece of me that because of that death will never become fully whole. I won't be fully whole unless I forget about Steve Cash, which I don't want to. But yeah. But after about like a year and a half, a week ago, I saw a speed paint of Steve Cash and Sylvester, and I never showed how much pain I was in, because I was so good at hiding it. So when that happened, when I saw that animation or speed paint, when I finished watching that speed paint, it utterly crushed me. A deep wave of depression clouded me, and it still is. It was this Monday when I saw that animation. I didn't mean a week ago, sorry. But this Monday, last Monday, my mom was coming back from a vacation, visiting her family and doing some work meetings, I think. So this is hard for me to talk about. But I'm doing it either way. It's hard for me to talk about my emotions. And the fact that I'm doing it on camera for all of you guys, I don't know how to feel. So, just take a deep breath. So, after I saw that speed paint, I bawled my eyes out. I thought that when I heard about Steve Cash's death, my parents didn't know I was so over obsessed with Steve Cash that I became a huge wave of depression came over me, and I can't get rid of it. They're just blaming it on my medicine when it's just me, and the fact that I idolized him beyond life itself, and the fact that he killed himself, it crushed me because I feel like I should just kill myself, and so I can see Steve Cash and Gibson in person and tell them, and then I can see everyone who has died and cared for me. So I'm going to be using my elementary school yearbook to prove my point and tell you guys a part of the story that actually affected me and is another reason why I want to die. Now, here's the page in my yearbook. This boy, Roland Williams, he passed away because of cancer at a really young age. And my school dedicated their soccer field to him because he was a huge fan of soccer. And for my second point, and I'm not trying to be racist, it's just how the world is right now, but you guys basically saying, oh, well, he's black. Yes, I understand how you're feeling, because I was racist once. I was a huge racist, and I said racist comments to literally every extent. If in elementary school, this kid was the kindest person in our entire school. Like, he would give free candy to people who were crying, and would comfort them, and would comfort the people who are bullying him if they're going through something. He was like a person that everyone wanted to be around, and I'm lucky to have known him. So I was someone that picked on him in kindergarten, and then he warmed up to me and was so nice to me. And the fact that he passed away, it's crushing. It's so crushing that this young boy died fighting cancer, and I didn't do anything about it. I know I couldn't have done anything about it, but yeah. So that's another thing that I regret, not spending more time with Roland, and not being one of his close friends, even though he did pass away. Our school dedicated our soccer field. Craig Elementary School dedicated the soccer field to him as a memorial site to him because he loved soccer. And we also got tiny glass hearts to remember him by. And it's a symbol of his love and passion for everyone at school, even though most people don't like him. Don't like school. So, how does this relate to Steve Cash? Well, I regret not doing anything about it to help him. He died of depression, gave into it, just like Roland did to cancer. And I love what a while ago, what Matt Pat, aka Game Theory, did. Because I lost someone so close to me. Because fighting cancer at such a young age. There's not much else I can say about Roland, except it's like a second. Steve Cash is just like another death of Roland, which I can do more of to help. So I'll tell you how. I'll tell you guys why I'm what I mean by I was over obsessed with him. I idolized him. I wanted to be him. I wanted to know more. I wanted to be him. When I created a YouTube channel, I had a dream to work with Steve Cash and help him do that, and help him do the Talking Kitty Cat series. But now that he's gone, that dream is crushed. And so my soul has been severely damaged by a lot of people, by a lot of hurtful things. I know I may seem stupid and naive, but come on. Haven't you heard of something called racism? Bullying, severe bullying, cyberbullying, stuff like that? Haven't you heard of stuff like that? It's happening more today than it ever has before. And the racism is just becoming worse and worse. I hate to say it, but let's just move on to point 2. Point 2, the fact part 2 of this video is, well, the fact that a stupid white police officer killed an innocent African American man for a reason that was just racism. This also ties in perfectly with Roland, and also a friend of mine that I might as well find her picture over here, and that was a really close friend of mine. And here it is. Here's the page with a lot of my friends. This is Zaya. Wait, no, where is it? Wait, no, this is Kyrie. Sorry, I'm messing my words. And this is Zaya. They're both really close friends of mine. And some of you might be yelling at your screen, oh, well, they're African American. How can you be friends with them? Stop and think about what we all are. Stop and think about it. Really think about it. What do African American people have in common with us, white people? Number one, they're both human. They are the same thing that we all are. We're living on the same earth. We're breathing the same air. Mew even said it in a fucking movie. Mew, a Pokemon, a fictional creature, described how dumb we're being in this day and age. I hate the fact that a literal cartoon character, one that is in the first movie, describes what we all are and how dumb we're being. And I just recently saw that movie. Everyone who is racist and like that, I don't want to curse on this channel, but it's so hard not to. It's so hard. I am trying my absolute best not to curse, but so also a true story. I was racist once. I said racist comments. Now I'll say some words that I called some people in my school when in 6th grade. I called one African American person a burnt potato, burnt toast, reject tree bark, and the worst one, burnt up ugly peanut butter. Yeah. don't us white people think really hard about what we're acting like and how dumb we're being? We're basically turning into kids. What I mean by that is we're thinking so naively. What I mean by that is that we do not accept people for being like African American, having ADHD like people did to me. I wasn't accepted in my school just because of me having ADHD and severe anxiety, being a wimp, moving, being depressed, which was just part of my ADHD, and being myself. I just can't get over how dumb we're being in this day and age, and we don't even, and like that dumb white police officer, if I could go up and do one thing to that white police officer, I would smack him across the face with a chair. Why? Because he's being dumb. I would even be words like that. I'm trying not to curse, but it's so hard not to curse. And I'm saying this when I'm 13. And I accept people for being furries, even though everyone else doesn't. Being gay, even though everyone else doesn't. Lesbian, even though everyone else doesn't. I am one of those people that I could be an easy soulmate to anyone who the majority of people would reject and bully just for being themselves. Yeah, I could be a soulmate from half across the world. So, what I mean by this video is that racism has gone to a whole new level. And I'm talking far beyond that time where, I'm sorry for African American people, for African Americans who are about to hear me say this, I am so sorry for bringing this up, but I have to prove my point on what we're turning back into. I am sorry. It's like we're turning back into the days before Martin Luther King. Yeah, we're like treating people the same way we would treat African American people back in that age. I am done with how people are treating each other. It's like we're starting a world war between African Americans and white people. It's just so dumb. Can we just live in harmony? This is America, God. Don't curse. This is a kids channel. Don't curse. Don't teach the kiddies to curse like I taught myself how to. So, yeah. People are being so dumb. In this yearbook, this school that was in 2017 and 2018 is the thing. 2020 is just the worst year of them all. That song on TikTok even says it. Oh my God. I will not be surprised if the whites go to war against the black people. I am not going to be surprised. I am not going to be surprised because we're acting so dumb and naive. Like, there's no words in the English alphabet that I can find that describes how dumb we're being and how racist we are being. I know that I am talking personally in the eyes of that white person, which I'm not wanting to. I'm trying to use words to slap him in the head with a chair. Yeah, pretend my words are the chair and I'm the one throwing them at him. Yeah. But this guy needs to be fired. Hell, put in prison for killing yet another human being. That'd be like a tiger killing another tiger. Or, you know what? A bird killing another bird. And in How to Train Your Dragon, it would be like a dragon killing another dragon. Two cool creatures killing each other for nothing from the other person being different than them. So imagine this. you're going to a new school. In a school full of people in a school filled to the brim with people who have mental disabilities, like Tourette's, or like Tourette's. They're deaf. They have CP, stuff like that. And then the only person who is like a mental, who doesn't have a mental disability big enough to go into that school. And then you realize that they should be in a school for like insane children, like that school in The Walking Dead, like in the final season of Walking Dead, what it once was. And someone who belonged in that school went to your school that was just a normal human being. How would you treat them? Most people would treat them like they're an alien, would bully them, even though they're the same type, even though being insane and stuff like that could be categorized in the same group as Tourette's, cerebral palsy. It's something that needs to be cured. That's why there's a thing called an insane mental asylum. So put everyone in that school as the people who are protesting against this man, or the whites in this example, and then put that one person. Pretend everyone else in the school was, well, that one person who was killed and all his African American friends, and say that one person who is insane and belongs in that insane school or whatever is the white police officer. Yeah. People are going to be mad at you for killing that one police officer. And they have a right to be so. There is a huge right to the fact that this one person, killed someone for being African American, strangled him to death. That, in my eyes, is the worst way to die. It's like condemning someone to the pits of hell just for being a boy, to put it simply. Not being sexist, I'm sorry. Had to say that. I do that as an example. And there is no way in hell I am going to let this happen to anyone else. I will sacrifice myself for all the African American people who are being mistreated. I will defend them with my life. And trust me, I do not want to die. I am scared of death. So I am willing to die for people who know that we are all human inside. There is no way anyone will be able to move on from this unless we have a voice. Unless we have our voice be heard. So, Black Lives Matter. They really do matter. They're still human inside. They're still people. They're still people. We live on the same earth, breathe the same air, dance to the same music, dance to some of the same tunes, swim in the same places, live on the same earth. So hear my voice, and come on, let's make that one police officer feel guilty for what he's doing. What he has put that one poor African American person go through, and if he fights against everyone who is protesting against him, say with his weapon, that's when you know that he has gone too far and killed, which I am 100% sure he is going to do in the future. So come on, let's raise our voices and let our voices be heard. Come on, Black Lives Matter.